Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my videos. So, I made a big mistake. My mistake was I made this video, and basically I thought the Griffin was the character that I was supposed to draw. That character's name is Ilonia, and that is by a different person. So the original character, they were drawing each other's characters, and I misunderstood, and so I wanted to draw the Griffin because I was like, that's a pretty cool character. Well, I got them all mixed up. So basically, I'm going to make amends, and I'm going to draw these characters. The first one I'm going to draw is for Omasiko, because this is her adoptable, and it's the little deer. And this one is Asteria. And then I'm going to be drawing the other character, which is Ilonia. Well, no, I'm not drawing Ilonia. I'm drawing a different character for that artist, Kate. So Kate owned Ilonia, which is the original character, the Griffin that I drew. Sorry if that's a mix-up. It's like kind of confusing. I'll put like pictures, that way y'all can understand. It's like totally confusing, but I basically drew someone else's character randomly, and fortunately they were super happy and super nice and were like, okay, I understand the mix-up, it's okay. And then I ended up drawing like another, I'm drawing a character with her, we're doing a collab, and then I'm doing this one for Omasika. Omasika is an awesome artist. I've been watching this artist for a while, so I am more than happy to draw another one of their characters. So that's what we're gonna do today. I've drawn deer before. I really want this deer to look good. I guess like what I want to do is I want the deer to have like golden elements and then kind of shine. So maybe that's kind of what I want to do with this piece. I think that would be super, super cool. Okay, so let's get started. Fortunately, these artists were like super nice. Like I was so grateful that they were not upset, because I could see them getting upset. So I'm going to talk about kind of the brushes that I use. I do not use any of the presets. I stuck to the brushes that I like, and because of that, like I stick to those brushes, and then I don't really deviate much from them unless I really, really like a brush. So the brushes that I use currently are majority these imported ones, and then the glossy jelly. Okay, so the imported ones are by Lotus Bubble, and the glossy jelly are by Viora. So if you guys follow these guys, awesome. I use a combination of these two, the imported one, and then I make my own stamps, like my label and stuff. I also use dot patterns sometimes. I use the Ghibli brush set, and then I have these Manga Studio ones that I sometimes use. But that's pretty much it. I don't really deviate much from that. Maybe I'll do some luminescence, but that's the only preset that I really use. Do you need these? I don't know. I think if they're set to what you like, maybe you can make it work. There is something I kind of want to change about one of these brushes, or at least come up with a different one. So I use a lot of the thin liner, but what I've noticed with the thin liner, especially like I made a VTuber model, and I noticed that the thin liner, sometimes you can see through it, and I don't like that. Like, I want it to be solid. I don't want to be able to see through it. So I might have to redo it, but it's one of my favorite thin liners. I love how this thin liner works, and so I use it all the time, but I just sometimes don't really like how it's not solid. And that's just how this artist draws. She draws like kind of like a painterly style. If you guys check her out, Lotus Bubble, she's on Instagram, and because of the way she draws, she's very flowy and like not really solid lines. I like to do more comic like art where it's very solid, very strong colors, very like how do I say it? So it's comic book like. I don't know, I've always loved the pen sketch look. I've always have. I don't know why. Guys, we got our coffee, and then I just spit all over my tablet. Oh no. Sorry, that's probably gross. Y'all didn't want to hear that. I just went bleh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so so I start with the gesture sketch, and the reason I start with this one is because it makes it super easy to sketch. I don't know what pose to put her in. I might just kind of do something similar to what she's doing already, because I kind of like it. So, and I'm already have it as a reference, so maybe I'll just do something very similar. So I draw animals, like I just start with the shapes. I start with like basic shapes and just have at it, man. Like, I don't know, I've been drawing animals for so long that I guess it just comes naturally how I draw them. So to teach y'all how to do this is just like, I don't know if I'm really good at teaching this. I just like draw it. I kind of like the pose she's in. I was like, I drew the griffin, literally the pose and everything from just memory, and I actually shocked myself because I didn't think I could do that. I normally have like some sort of reference. I looked for a reference for this guy, but I just couldn't find what I wanted. So you know what? I love drawing deer. I really think they're really neat animals, honestly. I think they have some pretty cool looking poses. I think deer would look really cute if they had like really big hoofs. But then like every time I draw them, I think they look kind of weird. I don't know. I just wish I could just make them look good. That's the only thing about deer is like you can make them look real funky, or like you can make them look really good. Deer is an odd one to draw. I also really love giving deer like big fluffy tails. I just think it's cute. It makes them look like cute. That's something about this app. I think I press something and it automatically goes to the eraser tool, and I don't know what I press, and it's kind of frustrating. I've been using this app for years and I just don't know what I press. So a lot of times I'll like draw, and then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up like basically doing a bunch of this, like warping it, making sure it looks good. If it looks funky to me, I'll start over, like that part. I just kind of just put stuff down, man. Like, here, I'm gonna try just to draw and put stuff down. And then I draw the fur in a little bit later, after I get my like basic shapes. Do I like it? Do I not like it? And then, like I said, I do a lot of this. Like, I don't like this, so I'll change it up. I like the distort feature because it actually can help sometimes. So like where I feel like humans like have to look specifically a certain way to look good, whereas animals you can kind of like get a little bit more abstract, you know what I mean? I want to give her a bigger head. Bigger head. I've got my daughter with me today. She's talking. She has this little like thing she sits with and plays with like these little toys we have, you know. But babies, you gotta check, like make sure the toys are good, because you don't want to put that stuff in their mouth. Like the toys in their mouth, like it could be really, really bad. So you gotta be careful like what you give babies, for sure. Okay, I'm trying to make it look like an actual deer head. Why am I struggling? So I like deer with like really big ears, and this is like, looks like a dog. I don't know what. No! Why am I struggling? There we go. Something like that. Ooh, I just got some idea. Give her little fur at the end of her, like, I made it look like a deer when I first started drawing it. Why does it not look like a deer to me? I don't understand. Don't understand. Maybe it's the eyes. It's the eyes. They put eyes like this. By the way, this is not Masika's art. This is not Masika's art. This is an adoptable, I guess she purchased. So it's by a different artist. I've never purchased an adoptable. I find it interesting, purchasing adoptables. I would love to make adoptables that people would want to purchase, but I have a hard time with that. I don't know that there's anybody out there that wants to purchase my adoptables. I can make VTuber models, and those might be something someone might want to purchase, but I just don't understand what makes someone want to, I mean, okay, I've seen a few cool looking adoptables that, like, okay, if they want to adopt it and then like use it as like a VTuber model, that I kind of understand. But I don't really understand what the purpose of adoptables are, other than like you own the rights to it, I guess. So I'm like a dumb artist. I'm like a dumb artist. Like, hey, rose color sparks, why don't you know better? Because I don't. I think this looks better, doesn't it? It looks better. It looks a little bit better. And then I gotta give it like a star. Kind of like what's already happening in this other picture. I'm really bad at like drawing stars, to be honest with you guys. I'm like terrible at drawing stars. I know she has like a little ball tail, but I like the fluffy like white-tailed deer tails, like the big ones. You know how you fix like how like hooves look weird? You just give them extra fur. That's all you gotta do. Just give it more fur. Actually, that's not correct, but whatever. It works for me. I feel like this hoof needs to like come up here a little. It needs to be bigger. It just like... See, I love giving them like the big hooves. I just do. I think it's cool. I think it needs to be more on the side. So I'm going to distort it a little bit. Let's see if I can make it look like that. There we go. So yeah, I use, like I said, a lot of the distort tool like really helps kind of put stuff in perspective for me. And then like I'll kind of go in and I'll add like fur bits. I know it's probably, this character is probably going to be a little bit hairier than like the original, but it's my style, okay? It's what I like to draw. I kind of wanted to give her a different position though than the original. I don't know. I'm kind of like thinking about it now. I'm like, man, I wish I gave her a different position. But it's okay. It's fine. I just don't like copying like other positions from, but it's like basically a draw this in your own style, right? Deer are like some of the most majestic animals in existence, I think. Other than horses. Horses are like the most majestic animal. But like horses don't have the cute fluffy tail. I mean, they have different stuff, right? Like ponies and horses look good in their own way. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so next what I do is I'll do the line art. So I'm going to go over real quick. I typically do a gesture sketch, then I do the thin liner. Sometimes for the coloring, because I probably am just going to put down flat colors, I use the soft render for the flat colors. So a lot of my brushes actually come from Lotus Bubble. The ones that I use for Glossy Jelly, I really like the Glossy Jelly airbrush. I haven't really used a whole lot of the other ones. Maybe the sparkle brush a little bit. I don't, again, maybe I could try the liner and see if I like it. I typically, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like the fuzziness of liners. I mean, it looks okay, but I really like her liner. I don't know what it is. It's perfect for me. I have all my presets. It's just so bold, so perfect. Oh, I love it. And this is probably like my favorite part of the entire thing. I mean, I used to love color, and now color is just like, ugh, I gotta color it. I don't know, I get kind of just like bored of coloring. It just takes so long. But the color is really what makes it look good. But I love the liner stuff. And I think it's because this is really what makes or breaks the piece, is one, getting your shapes down, but also like lining it just really gives it makes it look good. It's really the art of it. The shapes. And in my art style, I like adding like extra lines that are not really there. I don't know why. It's just something I've always loved about art, is giving it extra lines, extra thickness. So like I'll add like, see how I darken the areas? That's very comic booky of me, you know, but I just always loved that in art. Drawing with thicker lines, giving it some like making it super dark. I just love it. It's just my style. Although, you know, I've been looking at a lot of anime art recently, and a lot of anime art doesn't really look like that. It doesn't have that very dark lines. The only one that does, that I can think of, is Demon Slayer. Like, Demon Slayer does have the thick lines. I like Demon Slayer. When I first started watching Demon Slayer, I was like, it is a very weird art style. It's a very odd art style for anime because it's not very typical of anime, but I actually really love it. I've learned to love it. I didn't, like I said, I don't think I liked it at first, but then like it grew on me and I'm like, this is actually really pretty anime. So a lot of times when I do the thin liner, I'll add lines that I didn't have before. I just kind of go through and do more to the picture and do the actual art to it. Once I have my basic shapes with the gesture sketch, I just kind of start just tweaking it and making it look good how I think it looks good. I'm also kind of a weird artist in that, like, sometimes I'll start on one part and then I'll go to a totally random different part of the character. It's kind of weird, but I don't know, something about it I just have to fix it now. It's just something to me is like, I have to take care of this right now. If I don't, it's gonna bug me. And I know like that's something that people like complain about AI that does the, you know, when it goes and reverts back to, oh, this is the drawback of AI, and AI creates it, basically is what I'm trying to say. And AI will like go from one end or go into a whole different area. That's me. Like, that is totally me. So I've been like watching other VTubers because I'm doing VTubing now, right? And when I started this channel, I didn't do VTubing. I did some videos with me in it, and a lot of times what VTubers do, they will create a VTuber so that they don't get noticed in public, or they're just, it's ambiguity, right? But for me, I was thinking about this. I'm like, for me, it's not really ambiguity because I've done videos with me in them. The only thing is, I mean, it's like, why did I want a VTuber? You know, I don't know if you've ever heard of Saikuno. Saikuno is another big, sorry, she's screaming. Saikuno is another really big Twitch streamer. And he went to a VTuber, but he was not always a VTuber. I think it's the art element of VTubing. Like, I love VTuber art. It's so cute, it's so pretty, adds more elements for you guys to see. And I think that that's why I went and did VTubing. It's just because of the art. I love it. I wanted something artistic to basically something cool to look at instead of just my face. And I check it out, make sure everything looks good, because sometimes even though like you draw over it, it doesn't always look good. So you gotta like take the sketch off to make sure everything looks good, everything is in its place. Do y'all think this looks okay, or does it look weird? I don't know, I kind of like it. I do a lot of this like line artwork. I mean, yes, it's line art, but I do like this like little weird with animals. I don't know, I don't know what made me start doing this, but I like doing it with some characters, and this one I think would look really, really cool, especially since I gotta add these like circles. Oh, I think this will look really cool in the style that I'm making. These little circles. It's gonna look so cool. I'm excited to do the actual like golden parts of this drawing, because I think what's really gonna make it pop is, oops, see, it does this. Why does it do this? I like it. The part about me that I think is like really bad is the lines. I'll like make swooshing lines and I'll go through other lines, and I think that as an artist I'm getting better, but that's probably the worst part about my art is I'll make a line, I'll go whoosh right through it, and then I just won't do anything with it. I'll forget it, and it's like, no, and then later on I'll notice it and it'll look weird. Alright guys, what do y'all think? Do y'all like it? I don't like this star. Stars bug me. You know why? Because like I can't ever make them straight. Ugh. And I gotta move this. You know what? I'm gonna move you. Move! Move! I don't know. Something like that, I guess. A little star. Move! And does it look like the character? Does it look good? What is that in the hooves? Maybe I need to add that. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like a little fur tuft thing. Like, they don't really give me like an exact shape, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it a little bit. I think it'll look better once it's colored. Just kind of winging these like weird looking shapes. Oh, I forgot my easel, guys. I forgot my easel. Oh no. Uh-oh, guys. I forgot my easel. At the very end of this, basically making this video, I forgot to add my easel. That's the whole reason I was going to have this VTuber model. I basically want to do all the flat colors, I think, on my own. It's just tedious work. So I'm going to basically talk about the rest of it once I'm back adding the flat colors. Okay, so I got my basic colors down. I think this is pretty much where I ended up. Oh, I think she has little ear tips. Maybe I'm gonna make those gold because they look like they could be shiny. Okay, I'm going to do the background next, and with the background, I'm thinking about doing like a starry type thing. I always make like little corrections here and there if I see them. Like, oh, this probably needs her little, I don't know, I don't know what you call these. What are these called on deer? The little round things. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of outline it in white. And there's gonna be other things I'm gonna outline in white. I'm just doing this one for now. Maybe I'll outline her little nose too. So next, like I said, I'm going to do a background. I think like a dark night would be kind of neat for a background. Maybe something like this. And it's nighttime, but we're going to add variations. I just do like, this is just gonna be super simple. So, yep, and then I Gaussian blur it. Super simple, easy, nighttime. And then sometimes what I'll do, because the character kind of glows, I'm going to add kind of a glowing effect. And maybe there's an easier way to do this, I don't know, but this is just how I do it. So I just kind of draw around the character, give it a glow. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'll show y'all in just a second. And of course the little star, and we're gonna Gaussian blur it. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more to the star and to the hooves. They're gonna be kind of glowy. There we go. So next I'm going to add some stars, and I believe the manga brush has stars. Yes, they do. We're gonna kind of cheat a little bit, give her some stars. I don't want that many. There we go. So maybe then we'll add some like luminescence to it too. This is going to be a little bit lighter. Actually, I really like that the luminescence is here. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit darker. Probably gonna add some to maybe her shine. Oh yeah, perfect. I know it's a little bit cheesy, but I really wanted to give it that shine value. She's got some pretty shine. Okay, so sometimes what I'll do is I will then alpha lock the lines, and then I'm going to change the color of the line art for some of these things. Sometimes I like keeping the line art dark, but then other times I will not, because I think it looks better with it being colored. Because nothing in nature is what? Nothing in nature has lines. Nothing. There's really not any lines. These artists just use them as guides. I like the gold look here. I think that looks really cool. I think that looks really cool. Guys, it's turning out. Man. Okay, so next, maybe I should change the line art for some of this. We're gonna do some color dodge to it too, so it's gonna have some color to it. So for the initial colors, a lot of times I will pick the color. I didn't do this at first, but lately more so now, I will color pick the initial colors, and then what I'll do is I'll go back in and basically then I start my own colors after that. I just start drawing with my own colors. I love it. I love it. I love how this character is turning out. And I don't love everything, okay? I'm very vocal about what I don't like in my art. I'd be like, I hate this. Or if I don't want to draw something, I'm pretty vocal about it. Let's add a little bit. I go all over the place. So I'm going to add some color dodge. I didn't actually use any of the Glossy Jelly brushes this time. Maybe I'll use it for this. I don't know if I like the red. Ooh, that's really... Alright, so I made just a few adjustments to the picture. I made the gold parts look shinier, and then I basically just did a little bit more shading and touched up a few areas. So this is where we're at now. The last thing I want to do with it is I would like to basically add some white lines to it. It just gives it kind of a little bit of a shine, kind of cartoony kind of look. It's just my style, but I think this is pretty much where I'm gonna keep it. I'm happy with it. I think it turned out the way that I really wanted it to, and honestly, for it being a quick draw of this OC, I think it actually turned out really well. I love it. I really do love it. Of course, I could spend more time on the details. I could spend more time on it if I really wanted to, but this was honestly trying to make up for the last OC that I drew, and I think I made it up. I think it looks good. I hope that the artist will love it, and so we'll see what they say about it. But thank you guys for watching up to this point. If you guys watched this up to here, thank you guys for checking out my art and hanging out with me. I've enjoyed this. So guys, don't quit creating.